I need to tell you about the lowest moment of my online shopping career. I ordered from Temu. After I swore I never would, and the reason I broke my own rule? A sink plug. Not a designer handbag, not a limited edition sneaker. A sink plug. Welcome back to WebshopSavvy, where we help you shop smarter, safer, and with fewer regrets. A few years ago, I made a solemn vow. No Temu, never. And I had solid reasons. First, trust. Temu came out of nowhere, exploded with suspiciously cheap everything, and nothing about its origin story said, "This is where you want to hand your card details." Second, the website itself is an assault on the senses. Pop-ups, countdown timers, spinning wheels, flash deals. Your card is about to expire. No, it isn't. Cards don't expire. Stop that. Third, the wishlist problem. Products that vanish into thin air, prices that change overnight, listings that disappear the moment you come back to actually buy the thing. Fourth, product descriptions that are not describing the product at all, especially in terms of dimensions and quality. Last but not least, the quality question mark hanging over basically everything. So, solid list, reasonable position. I have, of course, ordered from Temu several times since making this promise. But here is the thing, and I say this through gritted teeth. For items where quality genuinely doesn't matter much, it's been fine. Organizers, small tools, random bits of plastic that just need to exist and do the thing. Fine, arrived, did the thing. Moving on. This time I needed a very specific sink plug. The kind with a particular size and mechanism that is, apparently, impossible to source locally. I searched, I tried proper web shops, nothing. And there it was on Temu, exactly what I needed for €2. I clicked buy. I betrayed myself. I moved on. So the order is placed, and now we enter the phase of online shopping that nobody talks about enough. The waiting. And more specifically, the anxious, obsessive, slightly unhinged tracking refresh phase. If you are the kind of person who needs to know where your package is at all times, and I'm absolutely that kind of person, Temu tracking is going to test you. Here's what happened. The status updated to say the package landed in Europe, had been custom cleared, and had been handed over to local carrier, which in Denmark would be DAO. Great, progress, except DAO showed nothing, no scan, no movement, nothing. And then I looked more carefully at the Temu status and noticed something deeply confusing. The location listed was Padborg, and at the same time the status said capital region of Denmark. Now Padborg is a town down on Danish-German border. It's in the southern Jutland, and it's about as far from Copenhagen as you can get while still being in Denmark. The capital region, Region is Greater Copenhagen. These two things cannot be simultaneously true as a location. It's like a package saying it's in both Rome and London. Pick a place. So naturally, I did what any rational person does when confronted with a geographical inconsistency at 11 o'clock at night. I asked AI. I put the whole situation to a chatbot, the contradictory location, the DAO silence, all of it, and got back something genuinely useful. Let me break it down for you because this actually explains a lot about how international e-commerce tracking works. Why Padborg? Padborg is a major logistic hub right on the Danish-German border. A huge amount of freight entering Denmark, freight that was flown to a major European hub first, passes through Padborg by truck for customs processing. So that part of the tracking is real. My package likely did physically pass through there. Why capital region at the same time? This is where it gets a bit embarrassing for Temu's systems. Their tracking software is doing something clumsy. It's combining the physical entry point, Padborg, with either a destination region or the primary hub address of the carrier logistics network, which is often anchored around Copenhagen. The result is nonsense hybrid location that is technically made of two real places but describes nowhere that actually exists. It's automated, it's glitchy, and it has nothing to do with your package being lost. Why this DAO silent? This one is actually reassuring once you understand it. When Temu says hand it over to a local carrier, that does not mean a DAO driver physically picked up your box. What it means is that your package is sitting inside a large pallet or shipping container that was dropped off at the sorting facility. Temu marks it as handed over because it has left their direct network, but DAO won't show any tracking activity until someone at their sorting facility physically breaks open that pallet and scans your individual package barcode. That process can take 2 to 4 business days. The package is safe. It's in the queue. It's waiting for a human to look at it. So what do you actually do? The chatbot's advice was practical. Ignore the Temu app for now. Take your tracking number and check it directly on DAO's website, or use a universal tracker like 17Track, which aggregates data from multiple carriers and sometimes picks up scans that the retailer's own app is slow to display. And if the estimated delivery window passes and DAO still hasn't moved, Temu will automatically credit you for the delay. If it goes significantly past that window, you can claim a full refund through their customer service chat. And here's the part that is almost funny. You usually get to keep the package anyway when it eventually shows up. Let me be direct about where Temu tracking stands. It's not lying to you. It's just bad at telling the truth clearly. The macro level information, it's in Denmark, it's with local carrier. It's generally accurate. The location data and the timestamps are where things get sloppy because the system is automated, high volume, and built for speed over precision. Temu ships millions of packages. The tracking system is not designed to give you poetic real-time accuracy. It's designed to move status flags through a pipeline, and sometimes those flags carry slightly wrong or combined metadata. Your package doesn't know it's been told it's in 2 places at once. It's just sitting in a pallet in Padborg. The practical implication is this: trust the category, not the detail. In customs, processing is meaningful. The specific city and region combination is not always meaningful. Handed to local carrier is meaningful. The absence of a scan on the carrier's own website for the first few days is normal, not alarming. The reasons I didn't want to shop at Temu are still real. The website is genuinely overwhelming and designed to create urgency that doesn't exist. The wishlist instability is a legitimate annoyance for anyone trying to do comparison shopping over time. Products disappear, prices change, and you can't build a stable reference list. The quality question is real for anything where quality matters. But I've also had to accept that for a narrow category of purchases, small functional non-critical items that are simply not available locally or are priced absurdly elsewhere, Temu does the job. The items arrive, they work sometimes, and the consumer protections that exist in the EU around returns and refunds apply here just as they do in any other seller operating in our market. What I'd push back on is the idea that Temu is some uniquely trustworthy or untrustworthy actor. The tracking problems I described exist on plenty of platforms. The pop-up chaos is annoying but not exclusive to Temu. The quality variation is real but manageable if you're buying the right category of things. The area where I'd stay most cautious is electronics and items with safety implications. A sync plug is not a safety critical, a charger is. Know what you're buying and calibrate your risk accordingly. If you're in a Temu tracking situation like mine, here is the short version of what to do. Give it 2 to 4 business days after the handed to local carrier status before worrying. Check your tracking number directly on the carrier's website rather than on the Temu app. Use 17Track if you want a consolidated view. Watch your estimated delivery window. If it passes, Temu will compensate you automatically. If the delay is significant, their chat support can process a refund quickly, and the package often still arrives after. If you're deciding whether to order from Temu in the first place, ask yourself 2 questions. First, does quality or safety matter for this item? If yes, look harder elsewhere. Second, is this something I could reasonably source from a local shop or a more established webshop at a price I'm willing to pay? If yes, do that. If the answer to both is no and you're staring at the €2 sync plug that exists nowhere else, go for it. Place the order and spend the next week checking a tracking page that will confidently tell you your package is in 2 places at the same time. It will arrive. Probably. Mind it, although the sync plug doesn't really fit, unfortunately. If you found this useful, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And if you had your own tracking nightmare with any platform, not just Temu, drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how bad it gets. See you in the next one, and until then, enjoy your day ahead.